Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Manita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripasindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhutay Madhviryayama Puro Vibhu Nirmaya Shete Yadamusha Purusha Bhunte Gunan Shadashatmaka Solan Krisishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Katha Amritam Satata Pibatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Pantalam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam. Hare Krishna, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to the morning Srīmad Bhāgavatam class at harekrishnatemple.burbank. We are continuing with the study of 10th Canto of the 10th chapter titled Deliverance of Yamala-arjuna trees from Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And the text that we'll be covering is text number 7, is it? 8. Yes. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet nashta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya.
I think Prabhu it's 9, isn't it? 9, sorry Prabhu. We finished 8.
I think she quoted 8, but she didn't finish.
Oh,
She didn't complete it.
Oh, she didn't complete. Oh,
Srīmad Vacha Nahi Anyo Jishato Joshyam Buddhi Bhramsho Rajo Gunaha Srīmad Abhijatadir Yatra Srityutamasavaha Srīnārada Vacha Nahi Anyo Joshato Joshyam Nahi Anyo Jishato Joshyam Buddhi Bhramsho Rajo Gunaha Buddhi Bhramsho Rajo Gunaha Srīmad Abhijatadir Srīmad Abhijatadir Yatra Sridyutamasavaha Yatra Sridyutamasavaha. Anyone like to read?
Srīnāda uvaca.
Srīnāda uvaca.
Nahi anyo susato sosyam.
Nahi anyo jushato joshyam.
Buddhi brahmso rajoguna.
Buddhi brahmsho rajoguna.
Srīmada abhijadyadi.
Srīmada abhijatadi.
Yatra tridyutam asava.
Yatra Sridyutamasava. Srīnāda uvaca. Nahi anyo jushato joshyam. Buddhi brahmsho rajoguna. Srīmada abhijatadi. Yatra Sridyutamasavaha. Word to word. Srīnāda uvaca. Narada Muni said, now there is not. He, indeed, anyaha, another material enjoyment. Jushataha, of one who is enjoying. Joshyan, things very attractive to the material world. Different varieties of eating, sleeping, mating, and defense. Buddhi Brahmshaha, such enjoyments attract the intelligence. Rajaha Gunaha, being controlled by the mode of passion. Srīmada, then riches. Abhijatyadihi, among the four principles, among the four material principles. Very attractive bodily features. Birth in an aristocratic family. Being very learned. Being very rich. Yatra, wherein. Stri, woman. Dyutam, gambling. Asavaha, wine. Wine, woman and gambling are very prominent. Translation by His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. Narada Muni said, among all the attractions of material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewilders one's intelligence more than having beautiful bodily features. Taking birth in an aristocratic family and being learned. When one is uneducated but falsely puffed up by wealth, the result is that one engages his wealth in enjoying wine, women and gambling. Paper question, Prabhupada, please see here. Among three modes of material nature, goodness, passion and ignorance, people are certainly conducted by the lower qualities, namely passion and ignorance, and especially by passion. Conducted by the mode of passion, one becomes more and more involved in the material existence. So, very nicely here, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that when we are in this material world, when we are born in this material world, we come in contact with the material nature. And the material nature consists of three modes. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. And as it is, this material world means lower modes. And so primarily driven by mode of passion, we become conditioned to have a certain proclivity to engage with material nature. And that proclivity predominantly is around the gratification of senses based on mode of passion. And that gratification of senses based on mode of passion implies that we are blinded. What is basically mode of passion? We can use this analogy to better understand that assuming the glasses we are wearing is pitch dark, so everything that we will see will be minimized by that darkness. Imagine if the same pair of glasses we are wearing is red. So everything we will see is red. And the same glasses, if we are wearing white, everything we are seeing is white. When the same glasses we are wearing is clear, everything we see will be clear. So, what does this mode of passion, ignorance, goodness, and pure goodness represent is the sense of knowledge that we derive from this mode. So Krishna very nicely in Bhagavad Gita explains that those who are based on lower modes, they developed immediately, born in mode of passion, this proclivity to enjoy. And that enjoyment is based on hope, asha. It is said, moga asha, moga karamano, moga jnana, vichetasa. So, if we look at the order of these three things mentioned here, each phase they have asha. Asha means desire or hope. So as soon as we come in this world, in the analogy, again, Narad Muni is explaining to Prachina Barhi that when the great king Puranjana entered the city of 9 gates and he was roaming around, then he heard the tinkling ankle bells of a young maiden. And finally, when they came face to face with each other, he asked the young maiden, "Who are you and what are you doing here without any engagement? And for what purpose are you here?" And the answer the young maiden gave was that I don't know who I am. I don't know who all my associates are. I don't know for what purpose I am here. The only thing I know that this nice facility is here for enjoyment, and therefore I want to enjoy. And that young maiden represents unbridled intelligence. Unbridled intelligence means that intelligence which has no knowledge to be able to discriminate, because the intelligence task, function is to discriminate. So when we are conducted or overwhelmed by mode of passion, then that means that our intelligence is clouded. What does clouded intelligence mean? It means that the intelligence is based on the foreground of wrong knowledge. Therefore, it says the aim of life is to simply enjoy and nothing else. Bhogeshwarya prasattanam taya prahita chetasam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, that their only incentive is to bhoga, aishwarya, a life of enjoyment and opulence. Taya pradhatta chetasam vyavasayatmikan buddhi samadho na vidhiyate. And they think there is nothing more to life than this. But they completely miss the point that the human being means the living entity is within the body trapped, and it is a chance to get out of the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. So, our sense of knowledge is completely compromised. Why? Because our activity is based without any foundation of knowledge. So therefore Krishna says, Moga Asha, Moga Karmano. The person has hope, desire, and he then does the activity. And then after doing the activity, Jnana, he develops a knowledge to justify that activity and justify that desire. So Krishna says, Moga Asha, Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana Vichetasa. Moga means defeated. Such a person's desire and hope is defeated, Moga Asha. Such a person's activity also is defeated, Moga Karmano. And such a person's sense of knowledge that he speculatingly develops, Moga Jnana Vichetasa, is also defeated. Why? Because Rakshasim Asurim Jaiva Prakritim Mohinim Shitaha, because he has taken shelter of the Rakshasim Asurim Jaiva, the demoniac mentality of what? Eat, sleep, be merry and enjoy, for there is no life after this body dies. After death there is no life. This mentality is called Rakshasim Asurim Jaiva. And therefore, Prakritim Mohinim Shitaha, the material nature, Prakriti, Mohinim means bewilders such a person constantly. Why? Because the person is trying to get happiness, but happiness deludes such a person. We think that these activities, Sri, association with women or women's association with men, Dyutam, gambling or speculative ventures, Asava, drinking of alcohol, wine or other intoxication will give us happiness. But guess what? It actually results in great misery. And therefore, the person's hope, the person's activity and the person's sense of knowledge is completely defeated. Prabhupada then goes on to say, therefore human life is meant for subduing the modes of passion and ignorance and advancing in mode of goodness. Because actually in mode of goodness, that sense of knowledge is higher. Tada rajastamo bhava kamalobhadayaschaye cheta etairana vidham stidam sattve prasidati. Bhāgavatam 1.2.19. This is culture. One must subdue the mode of passion and ignorance. In mode of passion, when one is falsely proud of wealth, one engages his wealth only for three things, namely wine, woman and gambling. We can actually see, especially in this age, that those who have unnecessary riches simply try to enjoy these three things. In Western civilization, these three things are very prominent because of an unnecessary increase of wealth. Narada Muni considered all this in the case of Manigriva and Nalakuvera because he found them in so much pride in the wealth of their father Kuvera. Jai Bhaktivedanta Purports ki Bhute Mahadvir Yama Puro Vibhu Nirmaya Shete Yadamusha Purusha Bhunte Gunan Shodashatmaka Solam Prasishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Sri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Kathamritam Satatapivatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Panthanam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam. So Naradji is now considering what to do with these two, Nalkuver and Manigriv, because they are son of demigod Kuvera. Kuvera is son of Brahma, so in that way brother of Narad Muni. Narad Muni is also the son of Brahma. But their conduct is unbecoming, because in the heavenly regions, in the holy river of Ganges, the area known as Mandakini, they are fully naked, intoxicated, and associating with heavenly damsels without any clothes. So, when a prominent person conducts themselves in such an abominable manner, it pains the heart of the great sage. So, we see that in distance, Narad Muni is considering how to reform. So this is the main business of a saint. The saint is worry-free, but at the same time he is always worrying about how to benefit the people, so that fools and rascals who are indulging in unnecessary sense gratification and thinking that sense gratification is the only aim in life, they can be delivered. Srila Prabhupada, when he was in Melbourne, and in the morning he was looking out his window of the room, and tears were flowing from his eyes. And one of his servants, Chitta Hari Prabhu, he asked Srila Prabhupada, "Are you okay?" And Prabhupada, in a very faltering voice, replied, "No, these people are just going without any goal of life to work like cats and dogs, without knowing that they are servants of Krishna. And they are just uselessly wasting their life." So, a Vaishnava is para dukha dukhi. Seeing the misery of others, they cannot tolerate it. Prahlad Maharaj also says, and he prays to Lord Narasimhadev, "Naivo dvije paraduratyaya vaitaranyas." He says that actually I do not desire to cross this ocean of birth and death. Why? Tadvirya gayana mahamrita magna chitta. Because I am already magna chitta, absorbed in singing your glories and being absorbed in it. So one who is already absorbed in singing the glories of Krishna, for them being in hell or heaven actually doesn't matter, because their consciousness is above hell and heaven. Their consciousness is Krishna consciousness. And it is Krishna consciousness that actually gives real happiness and real bliss. Therefore, a devotee is always joyous and happy. Devotee means actually happy. If a devotee is miserable, then he is actually not a devotee. Devotee is only miserable when he sees others are miserable. So Prahlad Maharaj goes on to say, "Soche tato vimukachetasa indriyartha." But soche, I am lamenting. Soche tato vimukha. Vimukha means those who are separate from Krishna. Why are they separate from Krishna? Indriyartha. They are engaging in sense gratification. Indriya means senses, artha. For the purpose of gratifying their senses, they are wasting their life. Soche tato vimukachetasa indriyartha. So Prahlad Maharaj says that how can such persons be delivered? Without taking to your devotional service. And I wish to remain among such persons and give them knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So the great acharyas, devotees of the Lord, headed by Narad Muni, they are actually living this spirit of preaching. And here we see Narad Muni is thinking hard. These two sons of demigods are in most despicable condition. Most despicable condition. Damodar Leela, we can see that the aim or one of the themes, when Mother Yashoda binds Krishna, is that when we endeavor with persistence and steadiness, then what happens?
The result.
Krishna's mercy flows. Drishtva parishramam Krishnaha kripayasit svabandhane. That Drishtva, Krishna, because Krishna is seeing our activities. We are never alone. Krishna is within our heart and Krishna is witnessing. He is Sakshi, he is a witness of all our auspicious and inauspicious activities. So there is no such thing as that we can hide.
You will see the sun, the moon.
They are eyes of Krishna, it is described. But Krishna in form of Paramatma knows everything that we are doing, he knows every thought of ours. So we cannot actually cheat Krishna. We can cheat ourselves, and we are cheating ourselves, but we cannot cheat Krishna. So, Drishtva parishramam Krishna kripaya sit svabandhane. So Krishna says that, yes, endeavor. Like, yesterday everyone worked really hard and worked so hard, the day before yesterday and the day before that as well. Everyone is working hard for the Govardhan Puja festival, the Deepavali festival. And so that Krishna sees. And with what intent everyone is working, Krishna also sees that. Whether one takes the credit or says, no, Krishna, thank you for the opportunity to save you. But guess what? Krishna also is watching this morning after the festival is over. That who is in the Bhagavatam class. Our Guru Maharaj also says, better late than never. Our Guru Maharaj used to say, actually the day of festival is good, but the morning after the festival is better, because that's when we actually, with full enthusiasm, they undertake this endeavor, despite we may be tired, exhausted. Like last night I was desperately looking for a speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. I was saying, Sakira, will you speak? Mataji, you will speak. And everyone has some engagement or, And I'm not in a, also in not a frame to speak. But we thought that, no, for Krishna, this is the sacrifice, even though we don't like, we think that, okay, I'm too tired, the body is too tired, but still, we have to do it. But how is it possible? By our own endeavor, is it possible? No, it is not possible. Unless we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My personal realization has been that, unless I chant my 16 rounds in the morning, I'm not able to do any devotional activity or devotional service. Actually, the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra gives us the energy, velocity, enthusiasm to actually do devotional service for Krishna, even though the body may be tired. But guess what? After chanting this morning, I did not feel tired. I feel refreshed and energized to take on this whole day of service for Damodar month. So we have to depend on this chanting of the holy name. Now Mother Yashoda bound Krishna by taking the damna, the rope, around his belly. And she kept doing it. And every time the rope was 2 fingers sharp. But what is the practical lesson for us in this? What robe do we have?
We need to endeavor, try hard.
No, but what robe do we have?
Faith,
Devotees association.
faith,
Love.
Anything more practical? Chanting bead, very good. We have the rope of chanting bead. The beads are strung in that rope. So like Mother Yashoda is taking the rope, turning it around Krishna's belly and trying to tie it. So similarly, we have to move that rope with each mantra. Harekrishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Krishna wants us to endeavor for that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam kirtayanto mam. Satatam means always. Kirtayanto means singing my glories. Mam means me. So Krishna says, no, sing my glories. Satatam always. But how? That is more important. Krishna says, Yatantascha dradavrataha. Says Yatantaha means endeavor. Yatanta is another synonym for parishram. Yatantaha. So he doesn't say, oh, whenever you feel like, then you chant. If you don't feel like, don't chant. He doesn't say that. No, he says, Yatantaha, endeavor. But how endeavor? Endeavor with Dradavrataha. Dradavrataha. Dradavrataha means with firm determination. So we may say, okay, I endeavored once. But then Krishna says, no, satatam, always. I don't feel like. No. Yadantaha, endeavor. I endeavored. No, but did you endeavor Dradavrataha with firm determination? These three things, Satatam, Yatantaha, and Dradavrataha. It's very important that our chanting be based on the quality of these three aspects that Krishna mentions in this verse. This verse falls right in the middle of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has packed it very carefully right in the middle of Bhagavad Gita. And then he goes on to say, what is the other aspect? Namasyantascha maam bhaktya. Namasyantascha, bowing down before me. Maam bhaktya, becoming my devotee. Namasyantascha maam bhaktya. Nitya yukta upasate. Then again he says, Nitya yukta. Nitya means eternally or always. Yukta, be engaged in this way. Upasate, in worshipping me. So, this endeavor, when Krishna sees, then what happens?
He's happy.
He's happy, yes. What happens? Mercy flows. Kripa flows. Drishtva parishramam Krishna. Drishtva parishramam Krishna. So Krishna sees, okay, my devotee is tired. Now, will he give up? Or will he go that extra mile? Like Sanatana Goswami, he was old, but still he used to do parikrama of Govardhan. And Krishna came to him, oh Papa, you are too old now, now stop. No, but Sanatana Goswami, no, I still have, this is my vow, I have to do parikrama. And Krishna, is feeling so sorry seeing the state of Sanatana Goswami. He's so old now. And Krishna is pleading, no, don't do now. It's enough. But Sanatana Goswami, no, I have to do. Then Krishna gives him a Shila. This is same as Govardhan, small Shila. This is Govardhan. You do parikrama of this. But Sanatana Goswami is still insisting. Like the example of, when His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj was telling about Kadam Kanan Maharaj.
But the same thing he said, you chant and then he said, Maharaj, even before his Pavita, Maharaj, don't give me this order, don't do this.
Yes.
Don't do this.
So, Kadam Kanan Maharaj is on his deathbed, and on the deathbed everything becomes so hard. We have little headache and we can't chant. We make an excuse that okay, I can get away with it. But Kadam Kanan Maharaj, even struggling, he was still chanting. So Jayadvaita Maharaj, his spiritual master, said to him, Maharaj, don't worry. Even one beat can be counted as one round of chanting. Kadam Kanan Maharaj folded his hands and said, Maharaj, please don't give me that instruction. I have to chant. How can I not chant? This determination Krishna sees in messy clothes. So we have to be such determined. But then here, Nalkuver, Manigriva, they are doing completely opposite things. Stri Dyutam Asava. They are associating with women in a compromising situation. Asava, they are drinking alcohol. And still, what is happening? What are they getting?
Material pressure.
Curse in form of mercy. They're still getting mercy. So, the devotee's mercy is actually much greater than Krishna's mercy. It is actually Krishna's mercy. The devotees, through the agency of devotee's mercy, Krishna's mercy flows in a much bigger quantity than Krishna's direct mercy. Because these two did not even deserve it. And yet, they got the mercy of Narad Muni. It wasn't actually a curse. It was blessing. So when a devotee gives us instructions or reprimands us or chastises us, then we have to just stop rather than just reacting abruptly and just think, what is the lesson for me here? And take it in a positive way. And if we take it in a positive way, then we actually are not excluding ourselves from receiving that mercy. We are actually opening our hearts and our backs to receive that mercy. And Narad Muni is giving this consideration. Nahi anyo jushato josyan buddhi bramshora joguna Srīmad abhijatade yatra sridyutama. So this Narad Muni doesn't like to kiss. Have you ever seen Narad Muni kiss anyone? No. This is the first time he kisses here. Why?
For the good.
But he could do the good just by telling, don't do this, chant Hare Krishna.
But then they want
Yeah, very good.
their mind was not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they wouldn't realize their mind is not okay, they're intoxicated. So what is that intoxication that Krishna is talking about here? It is the intoxication of the pride of wealth. So there are 4 kinds of opulence. Here it is said that the pride coming from Janma, taking birth in a good family. The pride coming from opulence or riches. The pride coming from good education. Becoming a doctor, professor, or a big learned man. And the pride of beauty. So pride of wealth, pride of beauty, pride of riches, and pride of knowledge. These four things cause pride. But out of these four things, he says, Srīmad abhijatadir, that the pride of wealth is the worst. Why is the pride of wealth the worst?
Money get big with the money, you know what to do. You do the wrong thing.
Yeah, because when money is there, especially as Prabhupada says here in the last sentence, Narad Muni considered all this in the case of Manigriva and Nanukuvera because he found in them so much pride in the wealth of their father Kuvera. So, it's not their wealth, the wealth of the father. As it is, the wealth causes so much pride. And if you have money, you think you can buy beauty. You have money, you think you can buy knowledge. You have money, you can buy, anything you want.
You buy the royal.
Yeah, that's what money does. And especially his money is not earned through the rightful means. Now I always tell this story. It's true story. Bhakti Rasayana Swami once told this story that of the rich father's son in UK, the only son, and the father realized that he did not give that much time in upbringing of the child. Therefore the child was just a spoiled brat and he didn't know the value of money. So the father was very concerned. One day the father called the son and said, look, I'm sorry, I haven't paid attention to your upbringing, but I realize my mistake now, so I want to correct things. So you have to go out and find work, get your own hard-earned money, and at the end of the month, I want you to give me money. So the son thought that, what has happened to father all of a sudden? What's wrong with him? So he actually did not do. He borrowed money from his friend, and at the end of the month when the father asked, okay, give me the money you have earned. So the son gave the money. And the father threw the money into the fire pit, the fireplace. And the son just stood there without any emotions, stood there just like a statue. So the father knew that it's not his money. So the father became very upset and told, look, you told me lie. This is not your money. If by the end of the month, again, I'm giving you one more chance. You don't do this, you are out of the house, out of the will. But the son again did the same thing, borrowed from his friend, gave it to the father put the money, and the son just stood there without emotions. But this time the father was very, very harsh. And he made it certain that the son understands that if this time he doesn't go out to earn the money, then he'll be out of the house and out of the will. He won't get a darn single pound of the father's wealth or properties. The son went out and found some work, and some menial work, and he started working. And then he got the salary. And at the end of the month, father asked for the salary, and the son gave. And then the father threw the money in the fire. So this time, the son's reaction was completely changed. He started shouting at father that I have earned this money so hard, and you are just throwing into the fire and burning it. And he ran to the fire and started getting the money out from there. And when the father saw this, the fathers became very happy. He goes, yes, now my son knows the value of money. So when did the son understand the value of money?
When he worked his own.
Exactly. When the son started working hard. So similarly, we also, how will we understand the value or the wealth of holy names and the wealth of devotional service? When we start working hard in devotional service and chanting of the holy names. People usually think spiritual life is a matter of convenience. When and if we'll get time, we'll do it. Actually, no, not at all. It's not that. We have to work hard in this. And we have to work hard in controlling the senses and at the same time engaging. Yatantascha dridhavrataha. Krishna says, endeavor, dridhavrata, with determination. To understand Bhāgavatam, Parikshit Maharaj says, grinantascha svacheshtitam. Grinantascha, he says, Shraddhaya, Srīmad Shraddhaya Nityam. Srīmad means hear or read. Shraddhaya, with faith, Nityam, always. Grinantascha swacheshtitam. Swacheshtitam is another synonym for the word endeavor, parishram. Cheshta means endeavoring hard. Swacheshtita means your own endeavor. What does your own endeavor mean? This is a verse from Bhāgavatam. So Parikshit Maharaj is the best example of hearer of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. So Parikshit Maharaj tells us how we can hear Srīmad Bhāgavatam better. So he says, Shrinvatam Shraddhaya Nityam Grinantascha Svacheshtitam Grinantascha Svacheshtitam. Accept this process swache with your own endeavor. What does that mean? Our Guru Maharaj used to explain that it means you come with your Bhagavatam, come with your notebook, come with your pen, write notes, and after the class look back at the notes, try to learn it, try to understand it, try to apply it in your life. And Drishtva Parishramam Krishna. Krishna is seeing all this. Yes, he is doing it. She is doing it. She is endeavoring. He is endeavoring. So, when we work hard, as in that case of the son, he worked hard, then he knew the value of money. Similarly, when we work hard in devotional service, we know the value of bhakti. Because then bhakti actually nourishes us. There is a verse in Bhāgavatam, Bhakti Paresha Anubhava Virakti. That three things: love for Krishna, experience of Krishna, and detachment from other things that we were attached to, they happen automatically when we undertake this process of devotional service. And the analogy is given as when someone is hungry, they take food, then three things happen. With every morsel of food, the body becomes nourished, the hunger becomes satisfied, and the hunger subsides. No longer one is hungry because one is satisfied and at the same time one is nourished. So similarly, when we do bhakti, bhakti pareshanubhava virakti, these three things, we get love of Krishna, bhakti. And that love nourishes us. And it is a direct para isha anubhava.
Supreme Lord, who is the highest, Para, Isha, Anubhava. Anubhava means we experience Him. It is not a fallacy, it is not imagination, no. The devotee experiences through chanting of the holy names. Yes, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That Krishna is real. No, this chanting is real. No, chanting is not different from Krishna. Abhinatva Nama Namino. This is real. So, we can, when we understand the value of devotional service, then we can actually appreciate the richness of our Father. Otherwise, we take Krishna and the devotees for granted. Like the son was taking father for granted. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Apanakariya Swadan Sikhaliya Bhaktagane. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was chanting the holy names of Krishna and he was drinking the nectar of the holy names of Krishna. Meaning, Apanakari Aswadan. Aswadan means is drinking, is tasting the holy names, is chanting in great ecstasy. And he's distributing to everyone. Everyone chant. He opened the storehouse of treasure of holy names. And Sikhayela Bhaktagana. And he also was teaching others how to chant. And what was the result? What was Mahaprabhu possessing? Prema Chintamani Prabhudhani. So it's described. Mahaprabhu was like Chintamani, touchstone of what? Love of Godhead, Prema. Prema Chintamani. And whoever he touched, whoever he said Hare Krishna to, they also started singing and dancing and they got this love of Godhead. And therefore he is described as Dhani. What does Dhani mean? Wealthy. A person who is wealthy. So, Srila Prabhupada is wealthy because he has love for Krishna. All the Vaishnavas are wealthy. Spiritual master is wealthy because they have love for Krishna. And they are giving this love of Krishna to us. But in order to appreciate it and not take it for granted, we have to work hard for it. But what is that working hard? Actually, it's not working hard. Because it is very simple and easy. What is the difficulty in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But then why is Krishna saying Yatantascha Dhridavrataha? That Yatantascha, you endeavor with great determination. Because we are attached to sense gratification. And sense gratification is prohibiting us from chanting the holy names of the Lord. And sense gratification means what? We need money. We want money without work. And money without work will go in three things. Three Dhyutam Asava. In womanizing, in gambling, and drinking of intoxications. See, even from young age, our Hare Krishna children, they know that, okay, we have no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. So they are saved from these four vices of Kali Yuga. Great chance. Hardly any, even I have seen, even devotee children sometimes don't take to Krishna consciousness, but they still stay away from these four things. I've seen many devotee children, they don't take to Krishna consciousness. But because their upbringing is such, they stay away from these four things. And therefore, they save themselves a lot of heartache. And of course, they are devotee children. They will come back again. confirming.
They are coming, you know, with the wind. The wind will bring them back.
प्रेम चिंतामणि प्रभु धनी नहीं जाने स्थाना स्थाना जाहे तारे कैला दाना. So he doesn't look. The father is not looking that whether my son is qualified, not qualified. He just wants to give this wealth. Jare tare kaila dana. Mahaprabhu Data Shiromani. Therefore is described that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Data Shiromani, meaning he is the best of all capitalists. He has the greatest wealth of love of Krishna, and greatest capitalist. So our Srila Prabhupada is the greatest capitalist because he's got this wealth in inheritance. No, the only thing the son has to do to receive the wealth of father is to stay alive and be with the father. Then it's guaranteed. So similarly, we have to be alive in devotional service. When we are alive in devotional service, then actually we feel enlivened. We may think, oh, body is tired, but actually devotional service defies the constitution of the body. Therefore, the devotees actually don't need to sleep that much. Devotees do not need to eat that much. Devotees don't need unnecessary pampering or sense gratification. Devotees can go on working hard. Devotees are the best workers actually. Devotees don't avoid work. Why? Because the devotees know for what they are doing what. This is for Krishna, we are doing everything. And Krishna then from within nourishes the devotee. Therefore this, there's one sampradaya, Vallabhacharya sampradaya, coming in the line of Nimbarka Swami, the Sanat Kumaras. So that sampradaya is called Pushti Marga. What does Pushti mean? Anyone? Nourishment. Yeah, Pushti means nourishment. This is a path of nourishment. It is said, the material world Krishna sustains by illusory energy. What does that mean? He sustains material world by illusory energy. Yeah, by Maya. But what does it mean? What does Maya mean in this illusory energy? Literally, what does Maya mean?
Usually that will keep on going, like make the material world working.
Yes, okay, some of
Falsehood.
Yes, falsehood. That which is not is Maya. Prabhupada gives the defense. That which is not is Maya. But what is that not which is Maya? Go a bit deep and further. Huh? What is everyone after? Happiness. So, Prahlad Maharaj says, Maya Sukhaya Bharamudvahato Vimodhan. That the person is carrying a burden of false happiness. This is the same verse. You see, Prahlad Maharaj says, Naivo duje paraduratya yavaitaranyas tadvirya gajana mahamrita magna chitta soche tato vimukacheta sa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharamudvahato vimodhan. That firstly they are separate from Krishna. Vimukha. Then secondly, Maya Bharam. Bharam means? Maya means illusion. What does Bharam mean? No, that's Brahma. Bharam means burden. Bhar. Maya Bharam. Bhar, the burden. No, a crude example. The lot of luggage is put on donkey. And the person puts a stick with a carrot. And the donkey thinks, if I go forward, I'll get the carrot. But he never gets the carrot. So similarly, we are under the pretext of false happiness. This thing will give me happiness, this thing will give happiness. And that's how Krishna is sustaining the material world by agency of Maya through false hope. Because if the hope is removed, the whole material world will stop. Material world is sustained by illusory energy of the Lord, which means Maya Sukhaya Bharam Udvahato Vimudhan. How the donkey is mudha, foolish, we are also like that, foolish, when we come under the illusory energy of Krishna. Krishna sustains his Vaikuntha planets by his opulences. The 6 opulences. Infinite wealth, infinite fame, infinite beauty, infinite strength, infinite knowledge, infinite renunciation. So in Vaikuntha planets he sustains by his opulences. But the Goloka planet he sustains by only love. Only love is enough to sustain. So that love Narad Muni is giving to these 2 sons of Kuvera who were not even qualified. So see the mercy of the pure devotee. Krishna himself directly never gives such mercy. But through the agency of the devotee, Krishna's mercy becomes manifest. So if we really want to appreciate the wealth that Krishna is giving, then devotional service cannot be a matter of convenience. It has to be a matter of deliberate and intentful, purposeful endeavor. Any questions or comments?
I was thinking about when Prabhupada, when Prabhupada was present, many devotees, they used to go to Prabhupada, they said, what happened to me, I got nothing to, and Prabhupada say, I correct you. So it's been like Namuni, like the Kuvara, that what happened to us, we like naughty boy, and then we see so Krishna, like face to face. So Prabhupada is there many times, I correct your
Piety.
Your piety. So Prabhupada just like give them mercy, even though they were just like rascal,
Prabhupada said that, I've created piety for you already. And why does that work? Because Krishna is not independent. Krishna is dependent on the will of a pure devotee. So when the pure devotee desires that this rascal get love of Krishna, even though the rascal doesn't deserve it, Krishna says, okay, my pure devotee has asked for it and I am dependent on the will of my pure devotee. So let me create the circumstances in which this rascal can be reformed. And we all fall in that category, at least I. Therefore, the mercy of Srila Prabhupada actually knows no bounds. Mercy of pure devotee knows no bounds. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Ekaki amare nahi paye bala harinama samkirtane. That alone by myself, I don't have the strength to chant your holy names. Ekaki amare nahi paye bala harinama samkirtana. Tumi kripa kori shraddha bindu diya deho Krishna namadhana. That you be merciful to me and give me the faith. Because frankly speaking, although we may talk about these subject matters, do we really have faith that no, this is all we need? No, that faith actually comes from pure devotee. Tumi kripa kori shraddha bindu diya, give me a drop of that faith. Deho Krishna namadhane, give me the wealth of the holy names of Krishna. That only Krishna Nam is that wealth that will give us love of Krishna. So Krishna Nam is tangible. Like money, you have cash, you count, it's tangible. $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, tangible. So similarly, counting of the names of the Lord is also tangible. We have 108 beads. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So the Acharya says, Sankhya Purvat Nam Gananati Bhi Kala Vasane Krito Nidrahara Vihara Adi Nijito. That Sankhya Purva, we count, not to become proud that I counted this much, no. Counting is a self-assessment. Okay, I've counted 10 rounds, I have to get to 16. It's self-assessment. And for that purpose, what is the endeavor? Sankhya Purvat Nama Gana Gatibi Kala Vasane Krito. Use as much Kala, time as possible in chanting. And for that purpose, what is the test for endeavor? How we know we are endeavoring? Nidra, Hara, Vihara, Adi Vijito. We sacrifice our sleep, we sacrifice our eating, we sacrifice our vihara. Vihara means entertainment, recreation. The recreation for devotee is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Nidra, Hara, Vihara, Adi Vijito. In this way, we are actually working hard. Devotee is working hard. And Drashtva Parishramam Krishna. Krishna is working. Yes, he is working hard. The acharyas are looking, yes, they are working hard. So, the harder we work, but only hard work also is not enough. It has to be in the mode of surrender and submission. Like Brahma also worked hard. When Brahma was born, he got up from his lotus flower and went down the stem to inquire, what is my source, where have I come from? But it said millions and millions of years he endeavored to go down, but he could not find the end of it. Then again he had to come back up, and in mode of helplessness, he asked the question, if there is some power there, please reveal yourself. So similarly, in that mode of helplessness, Prabhupada says, chanting like a child, baby crying for Krishna, we have to do in the mode of helplessness. Not that I am endeavoring. We have to try, but endeavor means, actually endeavor means humility. That I can't achieve this, but still I will try Krishna. I can't approach you, but still I will try Krishna. I can't do this, but still I'll try Krishna. Endeavor in humility, not in pride. Krishna cannot tolerate pride. We will stop here. Any questions, comments? Prabhu's, Mataji's?
Prabhu, my mind alarm clock turned on at 5 o'clock this morning. When I got out of bed, my whole body was like 100 years old. But I managed to get in the bathroom and then shower and come here. That was my endeavor this morning.
I remember my alarm is 4 o'clock, but I wake up before then, well before then. But this morning, I woke up 1 minute before the alarm went off. It was very close. Yeah, actually body clock is the best clock. It never fails, no matter how late you sleep. But then, just to make double sure, you have to put that one as well. That is like a, it's like a stick, like, now get up.
Even my Gurmaj used to say that sometimes, we in bed, we kind of eyes being when you're awake, being this enough.
Yeah.
In the body, but sometimes we close and then we may go back to sleep and at 2 hours, but he said this is like, when you're thinking that things, just get up.
It's enough, yeah.
It's enough in the body, got enough. It's just the mind thinking,
Yeah.
I need another.
Therefore, the Vedic aphorism actually says that uttishtaha jagritaha. First you get up, then you awake, then you will be awake. Uttishta means get up, and jagrita means wake up. So you actually wake up by getting up. Otherwise, as you said, you just
You just like close the eye and then you wake up a bit.
yeah.
You mentioned about how Krishna maintains the different planets. Maybe what about the Shiva planet? The Shiva planet is between both. I know they are materials, but still it's like a
It's a halfway, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a direct paper from Prabhupada. Prabhupada says the material world is maintained by illusory energy. The Vaikuntha planet's spiritual world is maintained by his 6 opulences, and the Golok Vrindavan is maintained by love, nourished by love, or maintained. Yeah, maintained, I think he uses the word. But Shiva Loka is planet of Lord Shiva. He's a devotee of Krishna, so he's maintained by that as well.
But this happened in Srīmad. This sorry. Thought of.
I mean, in Shiva Loka, they're still like looking for happiness, even though it's not the spiritual world, it's still.
It's a very
happiness,
difficult.
but it's really-
Yeah, it's very difficult tattva, Shiva tattva, to understand.
Yeah, because you're thinking they would be like compared to us, they're like really very advanced, but they're still looking for.
Well, at the same time, it's Lord Shiva accepts the most abominable living entities. So it's a double-edged sword.
He's not happy.
That's why Prabhu, in Tamil, there's a prayer to him, and he calls him the madman.
Madman.
We call him a madman because the first word is he's a madman. Peter is a madman.
Sometimes devotees are also described as madmen.
He's just doing, I think he's doing his job because he don't people are thinking, he's just got to give shelter to these people,
so that they can advance quickly.
So Prabhu, when you say Goloka is love, right? Krishna's love. So does that mean that I'm just reflecting on this? Does it mean prema bhakti, the highest achievement, is what we enduring for, is what we endeavor for is getting back to Golok, is the sign is achieving the prema bhakti, the highest.
Yeah. Without Prema Bhakti we cannot enter
Yes.
Guru. And that is a gift of Krishna.
Yes.
That is given in the Damodarashtakam praise. Kuvera Majo Baddam Te Payatpad Tvaya Mochito Bhakti Bhajo Krito Cha Tata Prema Bhaktim Swakame Prayacha Namokshe Graho Mesti Damodare. So that Prema Bhakti that Namkuver and Mani gave for, same Prema Bhakti, I desire as well, not liberation. Sattva Muni mentioned that.
So that's what the essence of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and all this literature is, isn't it?
Yeah, Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti. Prema Bhakti.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jai Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki,
Jai.
Kartik Damodar Mas Surat ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Premanande.
Harekrishna Prabhu ki.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
There's a story, remember in Mumbai when there was the builder, he was building